Hi, I'm Carl Anderson of Kugae Gundogs. Recall. What is recall? Why do we need recall? And let's just have a look of it really, what it means. A lot of people go for a walk in the countryside and the dog goes wandering off. They call it and it won't come back. And we need to understand why it won't come back. When you look at this, really, there's not such a thing as recall unless we're pushing a dog out, we're sitting it, and then we want to bring it back to us for whatever reasons. Giving a dog too much freedom and let it wander off and shouting its name or blowing a whistle, it's not going to come back to you. You've educated it to go. So if we go back to the root of it and see where it goes wrong. When you buy your puppy and you bring your puppy out onto some grass somewhere and you take it off the lead, it should follow you everywhere. If it's been socialised and it's from the right place, and I've talked about this in previous videos, it will follow you all over you go. And if you come down to its level, clap your hands, it'll come in and it'll jump up on you. No problem at all. When people come in for training and they bring a new puppy in, and I say, right, let's take it in the field, take the lead off it, they look at me horrified, absolutely horrified. They look at me as if I've got two heads. But then what happens is we take that puppy off the lead and we walk off, and what does that puppy do? It follows us. When it walks too far in front, we turn round and we go the other way, maybe clap our hands, and that puppy follows us. We then turn round again, and what's happening is you're conditioning that pup to follow you. So you're not actually recalling it, it's just a natural thing. It's following you all over, just like a child would. It would follow you. Float, sit. But then what happens is one day it goes a little bit too far, so we've got to think outside the box. So then you clap your hands, or you'd say, come here, you'd use a recall whistle, whatever you'd want to do. That's the easy bit. If you've got a puppy, if you've had a puppy from 8 weeks old, there's always an exception to the rule, and I always say that, there's always wild childs. That little Flo here, she's a wild child. There's an exception to the rule where you need help with that puppy. Other than that, you shouldn't really have a recall. That puppy should stay in and around you. The biggest problem is we give it too much freedom, and if we don't give it too much freedom, we push it on too much. We try and get them, Flo. We try and get them onto a shoot far too early. Dogs shouldn't go on shoots too early. I've talked about that, but that's down to the individual. And some dogs can go on a little bit earlier and some dogs can go on a little bit later. But really, you've given it too much freedom and you've let it go wander down the hedge and it's gone and done this. Rather than do an exercise like this, if I sit her, sit, up, sit. And all I've got to do is move here, Flo. Sit. Flo, sit. Now what she's doing, she's going exactly where I take her to. And what you're going to turn around and say, yeah, but that's a control dog, that's a good gun dog. You can actually see the way Flo's behaving compared to our other dog. She's not a normal dog. So Flo's going to do it Flo's way. But by conditioning her, and every time she comes to me, we make it fun. So if we go to a placeboard, we put a lot of affection into her, and she wants to go on that placeboard because she gets that affection. At no stage am I letting her run off over there, because I tell you now with her, if I let her go through that hedge, she'll be across that field, across the next field, and Flo will be doing what Flo wants to do, and we cannot afford that to happen. And that's where we're going wrong, and then all of a sudden it's on deaf ears and deaf ears and deaf ears. And the scenario is, let's look at a different scenario here for recall. Recall means a positive thing. You want the dog back to you. Sit. You want the dog back to you, and you want it back to you quick. For whatever reason, it might be near a road, there could be a dike, there could be livestock, there could be lots of reasons, but you want that dog back to you, so it's got to respond. So by shouting it all the time, it's on deaf ears. That's all it is. It just becomes white noise. You're just an inconvenience in the countryside. That's what you are. So if we went to work on a Monday morning and we pulled out the drive and we're going along the road and there was blue lights behind us, we would pull over instantly. Yep, without a shadow of a doubt. That is called a response. If we did the same thing on a Tuesday, we pulled out the drive, went down the road and blue lights behind us, we'd pull over. The same thing on Wednesday, would pull out, would go down the road, oh bloody hell. Yeah. Thursday would be a bit more annoyed. Saturday, Sunday, the following week would be a bit more annoyed. We would tend to then ignore it. And if you look at that in a dog's ears, just ignore it. It's just normal. The shouting, what, I don't know what they're shouting at, but I'm going to go sniff over here. Hang on a minute, there's a pheasant in there. Let's go and have a look in there. It is just white noise. You need to get involved with these dogs. They want to be with you. She wants to be with me more than going over there. So again, Flo. Now, let's try something else. So I can call her by name. She already knows this job. She knows this job inside out. She knows exactly where we're going to be and what I want her to do. But that's because since she was a puppy, we've kept her in this magic circle, and we haven't got this problem. We haven't got the problem with her with heel. If we can't get a dog to heel and it doesn't want to be around us, you're not ready for recall. So we've done another video, and we've done a few videos on heel. You've got to go back, look at them and say, right, let's get this dog healing. And it's all the same. It all takes time. It takes a lot of time. Nothing's going to happen overnight. Nothing's going to happen over 2 weeks. Some of these problems, we're talking months and months and months, and they're not problems. It's getting it into that dog's mind what we want. And at the minute, we're training this particular dog. We could bring out 10 other Labradors, and every one of them, the training would start the same, but we'd have to tailor-made the training for that particular dog. So at the minute, we're training her, and we just want her to move around this board. But if she won't engage with me, if I can't get her to walk next to me on the lead and off the lead, I'm not ready for recall. She doesn't understand it unless we educate them to it. So again, if we now come over, and we'll go a little bit further away. Every time, sit. You can see she's a live wire. Now there, she got the little bit of scent or something. There's probably a pheasant been sat on there this morning. Yeah, float. She's already worked out what I want her to do. She's coming back, she's staying with me, but she's got that character around her. And this is what's happening. People are not, they're not working with a dog. They're not educating the dog enough. The more or less, all we ever want to do is go for a walk in the countryside, and I'm no different. I love to go for my walk first thing in the morning with a lot of dogs, and I like my dogs to heel in this magic circle. And I might have 10 dogs out sometimes, I might have 15 dogs out sometimes, whatever I want to take on that morning walk, and I want them in that circle walking around me. And we've all seen people, especially with dogs what are on shoots, where the dogs can walk in and around them, and they've put in lots and lots of hard work to get that. They generally they start with one dog, then they get two, then they get multiples, and they've got these dogs in this pack, and when they stop, they sit. They look at them and they focus on them, and that's hard work. At no stage did they let that dog just go off in the countryside and wander around. They put time and effort into it. So how are we going to get the perfect recall? The perfect recall, if you've done your work right with a puppy, is already in there. If we now have a dog, so let's just say we've got a dog what's a year old, 18 months old, or even a bit younger. We've got a problem dog, or we think it's a problem dog. It's not. We've caused the problem. The dog just thinks it's absolutely normal what's going on. But if we've got a dog, we need to learn recall, and we've got no starting point. We take it off the lead and it runs over there. What do? We go back a step, we look at some heel work videos, and we go to heel, and we make the dog heel. And when we start the process, we're not bothered really if the dog's there, or there. As long as it's healing on a slack lead, then it wants to be with us. We've then got to be able to come up to a dog and touch it, and it's got to want to be in and around us and feel comfortable, not just darting off all the time. So we have to get it to sit there, and we'd walk away gently, and we'd come in, and we'd walk away, and we'd come in. So we're not at this stage, we're going to call the dog. We're just going to educate her. Now, you can see she's not bothered about me coming up. She's thinking, what's he doing now? Hey, he's an inconvenience. That's what she's thinking. Yep. Then I come here. Flow. Sit. So all we're really doing, we're just playing a game. Come on, get up. We're playing a game with Flo. We're interacting with it. We're just playing this game. But let's say we've got this problem dog. We need to get it to walk to heel so it wants to be with us. We need to get it to sit in a place, whether it's a place board, a placemat, a raised place board or whatever. It's a good starting point. If you haven't got a place board, you can use a hula hoop. If you haven't got that, you can just use a bit of grass, as long as it's in that area and not creeping forward. So every time I go away from her, look where her eyes go. And we'll do another video later on about focus. Now we get these dogs to focus and be in and around us all the time. But at the minute, so we've got our problem dog and we want it to go from there to there, but it's jumping off the place board all the time. Every time you put it on the place board, so you put her on a lead. So if I just get a little lead out, sit. So I'm going to make a sit, I'm going to put the lead on. Now, I'm going to take Flo to this place board. Get up. And every time she goes on that place board, I'm going to give her a real big positive. Massive positive. And I'm going to take her to this place board. I can put my whistle on. And I'm going to give her a really big positive. Now, yeah, I'm going to take her to this place board. So every time I take this little dog to a place board, I'm going to fuss her up and I'm going to make it a happy place. And what happens is, and you know when it's right, because you'll walk up to a place board and the puppy or the older dog will launch to it because it wants the fuss and it wants to be in and around you. There is absolutely no benefits in getting this dog and yanking it and putting it on there and losing yourself with it. If you find yourself in any of the gun dog training and you're getting a little bit fed up and that nervous of the dog and getting yourself wound up and it's pushing the buttons, just go and have a cup of tea. Put your dog away, go have a cup of tea. You're not going to get any benefits out of it whatsoever. So that is the first stage. We put on a lead, we walk up to another place board and we put the positivity to it. Yeah, we'll go to the next one. Now you'll see she's done this many a times. Yeah. And that's what we want. She's going to jump to that place board. She's going to want to be on there. Really, really simple thing to do. And if we can do that, look how happy she is. She's crazy. She's just wants to be in and around me, just wants to do this. Now, I've got a chance. I can now move on with this dog. So, let's have a little go. Get out. Get out. Please don't want to leave me. Get out. Get up. So I'm asking her to go out, she's going out, but then she just wants to come back and be with me because I'm interacting with the dog. I'm having fun with the dog, and if we haven't got that, our recall is always going to be hard work. So we've done that, we've put Flo on a place board, we've interacted with her, and now we can get her to sit there. Yeah, so let's just go a little stage further and we're just going to put her on a long lead and we're going to show you how we can bring her in and how we do it. Right, so we're going to move on now a little bit, and what we've got two placemats out. We've got a placemat there and a placemat there, and they are roughly 9 metres apart, and that is the length of the long lead we're going to use. Now, a lot of people, they get on a long lead like this, and what they do, they let the dog go on the end and it's zigzagging and tracking them along. That's the wrong way to use a long lead. This is one way we can use a long lead for recalling. So we've just shown you really there what to do. We get the dog to sit on the place board. We then give the dog a little fuss on the place board and it wants to be on the place board. Now you can see Flo now, she's looking there. She's a really entertaining little dog. She's a very, very high drive dog. But when this dog gets the feel, she's going to be something very, very special. So what we've got now, we're going to put a training collar on Flo. Now, that's so important. I like to put the collar on, take it off. And this is the same with leads. So I'm conditioning this dog. Is not a problem, me putting a lead on and off or a collar on and off. So there you are. We are then going to get this long lead and we're going to clip it to there. Sit. We're going to ask her to sit. Now there's two ways, there's three ways really. We can ask her to sit verbally, we can put the whistle on, or we can put our hand up. That is the three ways we can make this little doggy sit. Now all I'm going to do, I'm going to ravel out this lead. She's going to focus on me, and I'm going to take it to the 9 meters without disturbing her at all. And this is, you've got to get this right. You've got to get these mats roughly right. Don't get me wrong, you can do it 6 meters, but don't do it 12 meters and cause yourself a problem. Now all I'm going to do at this stage, got my whistle. Get up. Float. Sit. I'm going to come back. Note the way I'm not taking my eyes off her. Now she's sat up, so I'd go back to her. Sit. The further I go, the more she's going to look at me. Now I've come back to this placemat. And I'm going to sit her on it. Give her a fuss. Now what I'm going to do now, I've dropped the long lead altogether, absolutely dropped it. Now I'm going to rush this video on a little bit, but you get the impression. If it took me a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month to do this, that's what we'd have to do. What a lot of people turn around and say is, I tried it for 2 weeks, it doesn't work, it's rubbish. Let's go back and look at something else. That's what you want to do. I put everything into the dogs and we find results. If this didn't work, we'd adjust it accordingly. Remember, we're training this dog, so we might get a dog what's a bit hyper. We'd have to go back to heel. But as I walk away, look where them eyes go. I've dropped the lead. And this time, I'm not going to use the whistle. Look where them eyes go again. Can you see she jumped there? He's saying something. Go back in. If she doesn't sit, go back in. Walk back out. Now I'll do that many, many times if I need to. Here we go. All I'm going to do is clap again. And she's going to come in and she's going to focus on me. Now, if we did that over a long period of time, even the most unruliest dog would come in and work with us. Now, if we try something else, now we'll do it over a long bit of ground. And I know I'm pushing this on, and I know Flo's done this many, many times before. But you can just see she's on the edge. She's just being that little bit naughty, and I love that character. Now I'm going to walk right out the way. I'm just going to keep walking back. Watch her eyes. Watch what she does. Her eyes are transfixed on me. Now I've gone past the other placemat. I'm keeping going back. Now for this distance, I'm going to use my whistle. Sit. Sit. Again, I'm walking backwards. At this stage, I'm not taking my eyes off her. This is training. See, she's gone. She's not doing what I want her to do. Sit. I go back to her. I'm now backing off. And you almost need, in any training session, things to go wrong for you to put them right. If they don't go wrong, you can't put it right. It's just a perfect session, and that's great. But that's not going to happen every time. Now, I've got to go back to her because she's got up. She knew what I was going to do. Now she's sat back down. Now it's a bit difficult because I'm talking to the camera and she's listening to everything I'm saying. And I've got that long lead on there. I've got to go back. I've got all the way here. Now, if I would have accepted that and recalled her, she would get it into her mind that she can stand up and creep towards me. You can see now, look, she's sniffing around. We need the percentages on my side. Every percentage I can get out of the training is better. Now we're going to recall her in. Come here, come here. Slow. Get up. Now she's dropped the long lead. The clip's come off the long lead there. But she's come in and done exactly what I wanted her to do. That is recall for you. Recall's not just because your dog's wandering down the edge, oh, it won't come to me. And that's where people get it wrong. If we're entertaining these dogs and we're involved with them and they're happy to be with us, then we get the best out of them. And that's just one example of one dog. This wouldn't make any difference if this was a Vizsla or any of the HPR breeds, a Spaniel, a Cocker Spaniel. You'd have to do the same, otherwise it's just going to go willy-nilly. And there's a big percentage of the dogs what never ever come off the lead because they can't. Now, you imagine setting this up and doing this in a park, in a real busy park with other dogs. You could educate your dog to come from that placemat to that placemat. And these are rolled up placemats, so you can just roll them up and carry them anywhere with you. Sit. But by interacting with that dog, giving a fuss and enjoying it and enjoying the training sessions, we can get the results we want. So again, just come in, give a big fusses. Yeah, sit. Sit. Now, if you wanted to do this on shoot day, you could do this on shoot day. You could take a placemat and put it on your peg if you wanted a peg dog. Like I say, these mats roll up, you're absolutely laughing, you can take them anywhere. Sit. Good girl, hey. If you like this video and you like the other videos we're doing, subscribe and like, and then that gives us something. The girls look at it and they say, right, people like this video, and we do more on that video rather than doing what we want. So it'd be really nice. Thanks for watching.